Hey, what's up everybody? Rob Marzullo here, Ram Studio Comics. And today's video, I'm just going to draw some more faces, kind of sped it up here, and then also kind of go over the process of what I do when I create these faces. So basically I'm using Sketchbook Pro, as you can see, and I lightly sketch out a rough of the character's face and kind of a direction I'm going to take with it, and then begin to, refine the lines a little bit more, move some stuff around, add a little bit of line weight in the next stage. I basically soft erase down each stage and then just draw back over top. You can see in this I use a little bit of construction lines, um, and if you need more in depth on that, I've got other videos where I explain that process, but it's basically just segments down the face, halfway from the top of the head to the chin, go the eyes, halfway from the eyes to the chin, the nose, halfway from the nose to the chin, the mouth, some pretty basic stuff. And then obviously different characters are going to have different proportions based on, male to female, ethnicity and what type of character you're trying to draw. So there's obviously variations there. And then obviously the other big variation is how animated you're trying to make the character look. More of an anime look, you're going to give the bigger eyes. And I tend to draw bigger eyes and bigger mouths. I just think it's more interesting of a look of a character when I try to draw them that way. So you see some of the things I deal with that I, struggle with is, hair is always a bother for me. Positioning of the mouse, things like that. But one of the things I like about doing it in this process is it's real easy to grab and edit. A lot of times I'll even draw the hair on a separate layer so that I can really play around with it and get a feel for it. Another thing that I do more lately is I'll draw the hairline, or so the shape of the hairline, and that just gives me a basis to in which to you know draw my hair shape around and into the scalp of the character or whatever. So yeah, here I'm just working on a female face. I try to keep things softer. So you see, I kind of erase down a lot of lines when I can. Leave more to the imagination. I try to shade in the lips, but a lot of times if you don't do this just right, it comes across kind of cheesy. So I just erased it all down and kind of took a different approach to it. Um, but yeah, one thing I noticed that with the woman's face is the less lines, the better. It gives it a softer look, more appealing. And I try to draw when I do this type of stuff. I try to practice different angles and you know different types of characters. Just to get a little bit of variety, diversity in my drawings. So I've got to basically you know be able to draw you know seamlessly from one panel to the next and make different characters. Whether it be people in the background, different settings. And this is just people. I mean, then you got to worry about, like I draw a sci-fi book, so I got to practice aliens and different breeds of characters in that regard. So, there's all kinds of stuff. When you're illustrating this stuff, it just goes on and on and on. So that's why I practice daily, and I figured that's why I would show you this video of how I work through my character design, just in the regard of faces. So, and I really like the effect of erasing down, keeping some of that data, that line data there, as I call it, and then just drawing over top. It allows me to really play around with things and, kind of keep trying to improve upon them. So here I show a little bit more of the line structuring. I give myself as many reference lines as possible. Um, Sometimes you feel a little bit more confident where you don't need it as much, but it's always good to have that technique so that if you're struggling, you can still get through your face drawing pretty well. Then by this stage, I'm adding more line weight and trying to get more of the you know the finished look going. And I also notice when I'm struggling more with the drawing, I'll do that in a couple layers. I won't go right to finish, but if I feel more like I've got a bit of a ebb and flow kind of going, then I'll just go right from sketch to a little more finished lines. So it really just depends on what I'm drawing and how I'm feeling that day. Well, so in closing, I would say just to practice as many faces as possible, draw them all the time, and do a lot of variation. One of the things I like to do is leave one up to the side so I can kind of see the difference from character to character. So hopefully this video has been helpful. I do appreciate you watching, and be sure to like, subscribe, and share on your social medias so I can kind of get this stuff out there. And let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see in the future, and that's what I'll bring to you. And always be sure to check out the Black Swan Eternal comic on Indie Planet. Love the support. Thanks very much for watching. Keep drawing, keep having fun. Bye bye.